I can't control you. I can't control your level of joy. Alright, let's start this.
Who dares defy me?
They are the villains. Ordinary people on the wrong side of justice.
Oh, yes, I was groomed to be an astronaut. And then the monkey. The monkey took my rightful place!
It's episode 8 of the Villains Only podcast. We're here. We're happy. And we're talking about, I don't know. This podcast, last podcast we talked about the tournament and our failure to make it out of pool play. It was alright. We kind of played it to play the game. You know, it was fun that way, so it is what it is.
To be honest, yeah, like we practiced a total of one time, maybe, if that. Like, and it was like it's not like
this too. When they get rid of league play, it's like, damn.
It wasn't even practice. Like we played pub, so like in a like that doesn't even count. Like there's people in that game who don't know how to use their thumbs. Like it's just there's no way to practice, and them guys just know what they were doing. It is what it is.
Yeah, we got one win on the board. So that was cool at the least. So we got Vanguard coming up next month. We got I'm not going to even mention the Champion Hill thing because that's after this comes out. So yeah. You guys got anything you've been up to lately?
I've made my main thing different for me is like I've started my Minecraft Let's Play on my personal channel. Yeah.
So, speaking of that, for people watching this, because okay, that makes sense. We're probably I don't know what we're doing with the Minecraft series right now. I'm kind of gonna rework it, so those videos may not come out for a little while, but we got this Tuesday, we have if you want to see how our Cold War tournament journey went, that video should be coming out this past Tuesday, if I'm getting the dates correct, or it's next Tuesday from when this comes out. So either way, if you want to check that out, it will be on the channel at some point, coming around soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. How about you, Breach? How you doing?
Just hanging in there. I mean, honestly, we're just kind of slow, off season. Nothing, no COD related, nothing interesting happening. I don't even think has the last teams even released anything. Like, we don't even know anything about teams, so it's like,
right.
It's just slow. It's just a slow week, I guess. So
yeah. So basically, for this off season or for this last week kind of info we got, they released a video of the maps that are gonna come out, like what they look like. I mean, we obviously know them from when they came out back in the day. They look pretty good. As a whole, I mean, it's a modern game. It looks like they cleaned them up a little bit. Nothing crazy, honestly. They look pretty solid. I doubt they play too much different than they used to. I never really played that game a whole lot. I mean, I've know the maps when they redid them the last time. But yeah, I mean, they look cool. I mean, I'm excited to play them. I'm excited for the new game, and I just hope that it's a little more balanced for competitive, at least, like the map sets. Because this current map set we have is probably the worst one we've had for, I don't know, maybe ever. I don't know. It's not very enjoyable. I think there's 1 or 2 maps that are acceptable for like each mode, but other than that, it's not bad.
I don't know. They gotta fix some stuff. Hopefully spawns are great. Because, like, let me tell you, I've never. Hotel might be the worst, and I mean worst map for spawns in the history.
Mm-hmm.
I've never spawned so many different places and had such a random. Like, it's just random.
Yeah, even
Like,
control spawns lately, I've been noticing. Like, I'll be pushed up there P4 and they'll still spawn back spot, or they spawn like P2. Like, I don't think it's defined as well anymore.
yeah,
And at least on Hotel, I think Hotel's probably one of the worst maps. I mean, it had such potential. For how much potential it had, it kind of ended up being one of the worst maps we've had in a while. I kind of thought when we first started playing, it might be like the Tuscan, but it was not. It did not end up.
It had potential. I agree with you. It had potential. It was a perfect 3-lane kind of deal.
Yeah.
If they could just get the spawns right, you know, if just the spawns work how they should work, then everything should be okay. But obviously,
I think I trust the old map creators more than the new ones, so that's why I'm kind of excited for these remastered maps, because how bad can they fuck them up, right? It's really based on the gunplay that we're going to be dealing with if they do that well. And I saw you on Twitter talking like, oh, you're sad about how the movement looks, but that is just like mantling. It's not like
yeah, I know.
He didn't do any crazy shit. I mean, they got
it's just
grandpas
you get
for their gameplay trailers, so
you get your hopes up every year, and I mean, honestly, I'm just thinking about it, and like, don't get me wrong, it's one of those things like how much worse can it get type deal, but like we would be surprised. I mean, like, I don't hold it against them.
Yeah.
To screw something up. Like, not saying this will be a bad game. I mean, I really hope it's a great game, or at least a tolerable one.
Right.
But I mean,
to be determined, right?
Yeah, I mean, TBD. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping to compete a little bit, maybe play a little bit, but if it's
I saw the movement like and I was like, at least he's not hanging off the ledge, right? I was happy with that. We're moving on from that era for a year. Yeah, he didn't do any sliding. His FOV was kind of fucked too, so I don't think it was like, I wasn't disappointed in it. I was just like, all right. I was more focused on the map, if I'm being honest, because I never played high res, or like not in the way that I remember. I guess it wasn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't play COD.
Yeah, I mean, even when I played it, it was like, I don't remember a lot of it. I really don't. Like, I have no, like, people, like, there's only a very few people, like, it's just the older COD generation, like, CeeJ type deal that just solidly remember it, you know? I mean, I remember playing it. I don't remember the people like, oh, do you remember spawns and all that? No, why would I remember? I didn't play it like that. I just remembered all I did was go in and shoot people and have fun with my friends. Like, that's bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, same with like Black Ops 2 for me. That was kind of where I was at there too. Like, I didn't really remember spawns or think about that. I bring that up because they kind of announced that, so 2024, Treyarch's releasing the new COD game, right? And then it's rumored that the next game afterward is going to be like a Black Ops 4 remake, like kind of how they're doing this game with all Black Ops 2.
Oh, dude.
Or Black Ops 2 remake with all Black Ops 2 maps. I know. With all Black Ops 2 maps. So I know, but I would want Black Ops 4, but like Black Ops 2 makes sense. It's older, so yeah. Yeah,
that's true.
Black Ops 2 maps. It's kind of, if they do that, it's just gonna be like Cold War 2.0 or 3.0, depending on how the actual Treyarch game comes out. That comes out in 2024 is, but. I don't know. It's still like I'm in the same boat. I don't trust these people to make maps anymore. I do trust Treyarch more, but I'm also like, Black Ops 2 maps are solid for the most part. Like I said, I just feel like Cold War already did that. I'd rather them do something like Black Ops 4 maps. Like, they don't got to do the gameplay of it if they don't want to, but I don't know. Why don't they just do all Black Ops maps? Just pick some of the best from all of it.
For sure.
Also, I don't really like the idea of paying $70 for a game that already exists. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just they get you that way. This one it makes a little more sense for me because the maps are older. Like we said, we haven't really played them in the way we do this, and the game's kind of different. But I don't know. Like I said, Black Ops 2, which is one of the better games in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be paying. I mean, it might be $80 by then. Knowing how these prices are going up, it kind of makes you wonder where the trajectory of COD's going at this point.
I mean, I'm willing to pay as long as it's a great game. Like at the end of the day, if I can enjoy the game at some capacity, I'm willing to pay. Like that's how I view it.
Yeah.
But like also at the same time, like going up in price is not like ideal, but I don't think that has anything to do with Call of Duty wanting more money. Actually, I think that's at the point of like,
honestly,
yeah, that's just the market of the game and how like I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but game developers get paid a lot. You get paid a lot to be a game developer. You do. It's not an easy skill to learn to know how to do. Like it's not. You gotta go to. Like, you have to study and know what you're doing to make something on that level.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you're doing. So it's, and with prices going up in the world, it's just that's how it's going to be. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. So I mean, I imagine it's going to get to $70 eventually, probably $80. Wouldn't surprise me at the least.
Well,
so I mean, that's just how life is, though. Unfortunately,
what I think would be cool is if they take Black Ops 2 maps, but they bring back jetpacks somehow. Because that would add a twist on it that's kind of worth the additional money at that sense. Like,
they did that on BO3.
They
did a little bit of that on BO3.
Yeah. I mean, it would probably be
an
AW movement system. Like, I doubt you're wall running around the raid thing, but
I mean, I guess they did it for Nuketown, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
they had Nuketown, firing range, jungle.
But
raid.
They didn't have raid. I don't remember that at least.
I was gonna say if they had raid, we probably would have noticed.
Never raid, I don't think, but like. I mean, maybe
add a twist to it where it's like, all right, this is cool, and it's kind of moving COD forward. I feel like we've been just kind of rebooting shit for the last 3 years at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's
era. Like, I'm glad they're making games, but it's also like, shit. I mean, how many times are you gonna do? You're on Modern Warfare 3. We going back to Modern Warfare 1 after this? Like, I don't know.
I think to help competitive, they need like. This is specifically for competitive because that's what I care about. But like like to help the games in general, like for competitive and just for really just overall play, like they need to have like 6 solid maps that they just keep in every game. Yeah. Like just touch them up a little bit, personalize them for that game. I mean, besides Nuketown is I'm talking about like competitive maps. Like I don't know. I mean, obviously raid can be one because you can play that game can work. That game match can work for any mode. I mean, but
see, I agree with you. I fully agree with you. The only thing is that would be under the assumption that each game didn't change how Call of Duty itself plays, because a map that works for Cold War wouldn't work for Vanguard. Maybe not all of them. Like Raid would still probably be a better map. But you see sometimes the way it plays is more important than the map, or at least is equally as important to how it works competitively. But even though that would still be a good start. Like that would be a good way of consistently having some maps that work.
I don't 100% disagree with that, but also like I can't like in my head they would have to make the walls probably a little bigger, maybe make a few more spaces for like jetpacks and stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, you can do it.
Like,
for sure. Yeah.
But for the past 5 games, I can't think of Raid not working.
No, Raid.
You know, like
Raid was a bad example because I think Raid itself is like almost one of like a perfect map for COD.
Yeah,
so
I do what
think
you're
it
saying.
could work for everything. But like, what was one that we played? Like Apocalypse, for example.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I agree.
You know, like, and it's not
yeah.
Checkmate, for example. Like, maybe it could work, but it also like, I think you'd struggle with getting. I think you'd have to have a base game that you kind of tweaked very small amounts.
I think I agree with you though, because like I mean, Raid's the only thing I can think of that would work.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, obviously it would be a trial and error thing, and I mean, even then you have the base.
Have to tweak it a little bit, but
you have the basis. Yeah, like it's more of the base, and then them not having to do as much work to like fix that base. Like it's like that's the point. Like yeah, like Raid might not work for jetpacks, but break the walls. I don't know. Add some running. Add something else extra. You have a base. You have a half complete canvas, so that's less work for them. Like, in my opinion, that's how I would think of it. Like try to do that. Like, it doesn't even gotta be 6. You could have 3, bro. Like, that just 3 maps that work for every game mode. If you want to, because there's obviously, I don't know if you've seen this today, but Control is officially the game mode for this upcoming game. So like, obviously, like, if that's going to be the case and that's the route they want to take, that's fine. But have three games or maps that work for every game mode.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Not unconditional. Like, and that would, and then tweak it for the game. In my opinion, that would be great for not only just competitive, but for just the casual, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fully agree. It's just, will they be willing to do something like that?
No, they hit us.
I don't think so. Also, I don't really know what their plan is. Like, I pre-ordered MW3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even show it as a separate game from MW2. I think they're trying to merge the games all into one thing, which is stupid to me. I don't know. Like, mentally, I can't get with that.
I imagine that being a bad, like...
It's a bad... I mean, you still sell discs. Like, holy shit.
I imagine... I imagine that being a bad download. Like,
yeah,
I just imagine me downloading the game and just like my PC crashing or something.
Yeah.
Like,
we dealt with it, and we were trying to play Cold War, right? And MW2 had a download, and I had to wait till MW2's download was done to play Cold War. So they're clearly messing with shit. I don't need a 1 terabyte file of Call of Duty on my console at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, until they make these consoles bigger storage, like, I don't think that's sustainable.
Yeah, I really
get benefit in it at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
They can't go to the home menu, switch tab over one, and then click on the next game. Like, holy shit, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I feel like they're just like adding stuff that's just like no need. Like, doesn't need to be added.
They focus on the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah,
agreed.
They love taking the wrong lessons from everything. So
okay.
Gets exhausting, doesn't it? That being said, I was gonna say there's really, like you said earlier, there's nothing going on other than the couple things we talked about map wise and Treyarch game wise. Yeah, nothing I can think of right now. It's like, it's such a slow off season because it's been so long. I want to rank these teams and the players and shit, but we really
So I don't have enough.
We don't have enough yet. We could just rank the players as a whole. I think I'm coming up with, but that'd be separate content. That's not really podcast thing. Oh man, but yeah, for as far as what we're doing, villains, I mean, we're kind of just sitting around making content at this point because there's like we're not really working on anything different at the moment because we're all fairly busy right now. The hope is that we can, we'll shift around, move series in and out of what we come up with. We really haven't discussed anything new at this point, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys have anything fun to talk about? I really can't think of anything that's going on that's important to talk about right now, which is annoying, but is what it is.
Oh, you mean nothing on my list?
Yeah, it's really different during the off season, just with how things go. Because there's so much of just the stuff that goes on is during the season. I mean, if we were to like talk like news within the COD scene, we talk about like Censor and that developer. But that's not even really worth discussing.
Gonna be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about, to be straightforward with you, but now I'm looking it up.
Well, so basically, this developer is being like kind of like a negative Nancy.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Never mind.
Somebody they're useless. So that, I mean, yeah, I see why Doug's mad because that's very I don't know what the word is. It's not very professional for like where you're at. But at the same time, Doug, you do wear people down. Like you are nonstop with the whole. I'm going pro next year and I'm gonna shit on Dashy. Like, yeah, okay.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree that he is nonstop, but also in my like opinion here, that was a little overboard. Like you're personally going out of your way. Like you can say like I personally like if I'm in that position, I would not care what Doug's doing. I never care what Doug's doing. I mean, I watch his videos to see what he's saying, but at the end of the day, like I never really like it doesn't matter, Yeah, let him do what he's gonna do. He says stupid stuff all the time. It's not
right. You don't gotta go to every one of his posts and hate comment at him. I mean, what's the point?
Exactly. Exactly. Like it's not like it's not gonna bring anything. Like it's not gonna stop him. Like he does it all the time. Like this is not his first like doing this. Like, and even if like the one thing I can say about Doug, I admire the man's to not care what anybody says and just keep going, bro. Like, do I ever think he'll get in the league? Not really.
Yeah, I mean,
do I think he has the passion? If he had the passion and the skill, that would be great. He just has the passion, though. It's just the passion.
He's a pastime at this point in his career. Mm-hmm. But I will say, like, if you want to have a chance to really succeed at it, you kind of need that mindset.
I agree. I think
you have to be obsessed.
I think he does stuff that's just unnecessarily like half of his hate is because of him, like the stuff he says sometimes it's one of them things like the thing that annoys me the most is he brags about an AW win.
Yeah.
Like forever ago. Like it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you won that tournament. We agree. We all agree. We all seen it. Mm-hmm. We've all seen the clips. Whatever. That happened 10 years ago.
Right.
The biggest thing I cannot stand is like when people like start bringing up accomplishments that are 10 years ago. Like it was forever ago. Let it go now. Let it go. No, like that does not concern now. It is not the present.
So the only times I'm really bringing it up is like to, if you were to like say that was a building block into now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Because at that point, there's a story, there's a track record.
Yeah,
right?
if he wants to just talk about it as like something that happened, that's not what we're saying. We're saying more like, why do you think that you can bring that up as like, oh, I beat this guy, that like it matters?
That's what I'm saying.
The context is what's going with Doug. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that we don't have a problem with him doing it the way you said. It's just like it's annoying when you keep doing.
He brings it
over and over, and I don't know.
He brings it up, but he'll be talking about a situation like he's beating Dashi.
Yeah.
Dashi didn't compete in AW. Of course, I mean, like it's out of context when he brings it up. Probably.
Oh, well.
It's the context he brings it up in. Like it's like you're not. It's not now. Like I get it if you want to talk about your accomplishments and stuff like that, but don't compare a 10-year-old game to what's going on now.
But like, do you genuinely believe he thinks this? Like, do you genuinely believe he thinks he's going to the league, or is he doing it to be on brand? Because at this point, he's almost comically over the top with the shit he says, and it's smart from a marketing and branding perspective. But for reality, like, it keeps him relevant to a point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, do you think he's sitting around all day genuinely believing it? I personally don't. So it doesn't bother me as much anymore, knowing that.
I think it's a bit of both.
I think I agree with CeeJ on this one. I feel like, again, CeeJ is right. You have to be obsessed. Like, to do it, to physically do it, to get in the league, you have to be obsessed. COD has to be your life. Like, the pros have all said that. Everyone said that. And that's true. And I believe he is obsessed. I mean, but there's a certain amount of talent that comes with it, and the skill gap only getting lower. Mm-hmm. But I also do believe that it's his brand. That's how I'm sure that he makes a lot of money from saying posts like that sometimes, just from viewership and all that. I mean, a little bit of both. And, keeps him going. He lives good, and, he gets to play COD for a living, so can't blame him for that.
Nah, you can't blame him. We've been talking about Doug for a minute now. You see this soundboard thing, right? Which I just noticed.
Yeah.
So, I wonder we were talking about these game show type trivia questions we can do. Do you think that would work for like a buzzer?
Maybe.
Like, would it, or is the lag still going to be noticeable? You know what I mean? Like,
we can try it out.
If you like hit the air horn, which that's so loud too, though. I don't want to do that one. But like you hit the duck, it's not that loud. I probably wouldn't hear that.
No.
Clapping. No, I don't like that. I'll make maybe like a buzzer sound, and we'll do it next podcast. Because I can add it to our group thing here. Which is a side note. Yeah, I mean, we kind of just running on fumes here for the COD scene at the moment. There's not. I mean, God bless Tactical. I'm making 2 videos a day because I don't know how he does it. This guy makes up stuff. I mean, he's got.
Well, he finds he's involved like so much more wrong.
Bro's out here spreading fake news, bro. Word on the street is Skump's going to FaZe playing next year.
Yeah, some of his thumbnails are wild, man. I'll tell you that. But yeah, we kind of. I mean, we're not really here to just talk about nonsense, or I mean, like at least make nonsense up. We'll talk about nonsense if we feel like it. I guess we could talk about briefly because it's not too related. How did you guys feel? Once again, I'm not trying to throw shade at him. Playing with Growler versus playing with Reflect, and like how that went, because those two we played with Reflect in the past. We never played with Growler before. We had varying success with each of them this tournament. How did you guys feel personally? Because I know for myself, I actually Reflect is hard because he switches roles a lot, but like I didn't think he did terrible. Like I didn't feel uncomfortable playing with him. Same with Growler. I thought Growler did a pretty good job. He communicates a little better in my opinion, but yeah, I just was curious for you guys.
They're two semi-similar types of players. Like, at least how I view them. I would say he plays more like polarizing, as far as like his attitude.
I think I kind of agree with CeeJ. I guess I see him as this. I don't know. This is how I felt playing with him, just on a personal basis. I think Reflect communicates less, which makes it a little bit harder. But for some reason, his flow is better with us. Like when I mean like just the way the map moves, it felt better to me for me at least. And then Growler I think Growler played generally just better.
Yeah.
And he communicated a lot more, which is great. It just felt stiff to me. But like that could have been a lot of reasons.
I think that just comes from we've never really played with him. To be fair.
Yeah, that again.
Like I said, I played with Reflect before. I don't think.
Yeah.
Also, Growler's also like us. He doesn't really play.
Yeah, again, like that's what I was saying. Like, it could have been not, and I mean, I felt stiff with him.
I think it could have been better. Like if there was still league play, if we had like every time we hopped on, we could just play that instead of shooting bots and just wasting time in pubs. We probably would have been a little more comfortable with him. So, like I said, it just
just shooting bots. Bots.
I mean, bots are they're great for warming up, but to a point, they don't get you ready enough. Like you need the scrims, you need the actual game situations to help you, keep prepared for the match. And I think that's one of the things that affected us the most. We have slow starts as is. When we can't warm up or get used to a map or get used to how we play a map, it's so much harder. So
it's like, and I mean, we're playing on like we're playing against LPCs most of the time. I mean, I don't know about, I know CeeJ was on like playing 60 FPS. I was playing 60 FPS. You're at 120 at least, but still, like, it's not like
it's rough.
it comes when it comes down to it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
I personally had fun. I had fun either way. Yeah. Even when the only time I did not have fun was that that Garrison. That Garrison contract a little rough. The rest was like, even when we were getting bodied, I was kind of having fun. I was just kind of enjoying the moment, just playing the game. So like, I know it was at least a good game. If you can say we were just, even when we were getting bodied, like
right, you're just having fun.
Yeah, like, just having a good time. Honestly. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean,
it was very nostalgic too, in some ways.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't felt like good about like playing in a comp match since like certain parts of Vanguard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so it's like
felt good, like how we were playing as a team. So that was cool. It's been a while for that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Vanguard goes. It's probably gonna be something different with me and Breach on AR, but that's a little while away at this point. I think we got at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, I gotta get it downloaded. I gotta get the game. I haven't even
for Saturday, but
see, I have the disc. It's just I'm not at the place with the disc, and I'm getting it like tomorrow, so I need to get on that.
Instead of doing a lot of would you rathers, we'll just do one because
time.
I was looking. Well, yeah, time. It's a video game related one. Would you rather play only video games released in the last 10 years or only play video games released more than 10 years ago?
Okay, I'm thinking in the last 10.
Can I update the graphics? Or do like?
Well, it's you got to think it's forever type thing. So like 10 years from now, type deal.
Yeah, I'm at the
So
last 10 years.
on
I mean,
new games being good, or you have old games type deal.
Yeah, I mean,
but you can never,
'cause
you couldn't play a new game till it's 10 years old. So
there is a lot of good old games,
yeah,
but you know, personally, it's just like I don't know. If you ask me this question like in like 2 years from now, I'd probably say like older than 10 years. But like I need a little. There's a few good games that came in this last 10 years. Yeah. So like it's like don't get me wrong. I was thinking about it, but like the graphics and all that too. It's just like yikes. I played Battlefront 2 on my PS2 the other like a month ago or something like that, and I've never in my life. I did not remember the graphics being this horrible, but it was garbage. I was like, oh my god, I used to enjoy this. I
picked it. I remember picking it up again back when I was in maybe 7th or 8th grade after like a few years. I fried, by the way. I fried the other people that been playing it for the past like 8 years. But like it was very different, but I loved it.
I loved every bit of it.
Still love it.
It's just like, oh my gosh, like going from like the graphics we have now, like it's like couldn't do that. So I have to say the last 10 years.
Yeah, I like new games too much, in my opinion. Like I like to play the new games, so I'd go with that. As much as I'd miss the older games that I sometimes play, it's just I don't play them enough, so I don't think I would in that scenario. So
I think I'm the same way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, that happened a month ago, and I hadn't touched it in 5 years. So it's like,
yeah. Gotta stay with the times. How about you, CeeJ?
Oh, he said the last 10 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he was the automatic answer.
It was.
He knows what he wants. Can't blame him.
I do.
Yeah, so that pretty much does it for us. I don't know the math on what date this comes out on, so we'll be back the next week. We'll be back next week with another podcast. If you're listening on the audio platforms, which I know many people do, you can check us out on YouTube and see our other content at Villainous Gaming Official, or follow us on Twitter at Villains Gaming. Thank you guys for watching. Breach, you have anything to say to the people? See, I timed it so it's after this time, so I can just end it on it.
Kissy, kissy, smoochy, smoochies. Goodbye.
There we go.